Let's see. Oh, anything? Anything, you guys? Nothing? I. All right. All right. How about now? Now is good now? I literally just rebooted the computer. I just did. Hey, Wojo Mom. Some people are saying yes, back, back, back. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey! Welcome to my house of insanity. Welcome. No, Ivana Tickle, I believe, is Matt Meehan in one of his multiple log on names. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure that's Matt Meehan. I could be wrong. I don't think that's a troll. What's up, you guys? It's Monday, and I don't know what the hell happened, but I am here. So happy Monday, you guys. That was an interesting. I don't know what the hell that was. Okay? Just to be clear, you guys can all hear me now, right? I see Karen Purdy, Lisa Hathaway, Nez from Connecticut. Yes, yes, yes. Patricia Haverkamp. Very good. Okay. Great to see you guys. Let's jump on in because now I'm late, of course. I was on time. Now I'm late. Damn it. Let's jump on into our stories of the day. Stories of the day. We learned today that Secretary Colin Powell has died. Former President Trump was under deposition today. We'll find out what the hell was going on. There's some kidnappings happening in Haiti, and we will discuss those as well. For our guessing game, we have Name That Cop Movie Quote. And last but not least, we have multiple Raggedy Bishes in today's You Raggedy Bish. And someone was like, Trump showed? Wait a minute. That would have been perfect for my... Let's see. Do I have it? I'm not even going to mess with it. That would have been perfect for my Trump showed. See, that's not even working now. Hang on. Can hear me? Now we hear you. Okay. Wait. What do you mean Trump showed? So what I was attempting to do, just so you guys know, was I was trying to use my phone as a secondary camera, so I can look at camera 2 over here. And I think my tinkering probably is what messed up my audio. Maybe. All right. So let's go ahead and jump right on into our random stuff. Well, first up, the first random thing is I think I may be coming down with a cold or something. So I brought some tea with me. This is green tea, and it's 2 bags of green tea. And this is one of my favorite mugs. It's, oh, you can't see it. It's Mr. Right. That's me. Okay, where are we? There we go. So this picture is a shot of me setting my lineup for fantasy football this weekend with the least productive players in the history of the NFL. They got me, like 4 players got me a whopping 10 points combined. It was terrible. This is me pretending like I know anything about fantasy football, despite 20 plus years of playing fantasy football. Horrible. And believe it or not, I still have life, like a sliver of hope. AJ Brown is on my opponent's team. He's playing tonight for Tennessee, and the Buffalo Bills defense is also playing. Meanwhile, Wifey just had a fantastic week. Once again, she is well on her way to winning her second in a row. What is it? Third game in a row she's about to win. She's on a little bit of a win streak there behind the efforts of Leonard Fournette and Aaron Rodgers. And yeah, her team is good. I don't know what's wrong with my team. Anyway, Saturday, some of you guys might have seen my tweets. Saturday, Wifey and I went down to the Union Square. Well, this is Union Square Park here, which I hadn't been to Union Square Park in a minute. They have some statues there. There was, Breonna Taylor was there. We also have John Lewis. These bronze statues are really incredible because it looks like each of them is done with layers of bronze that make up the sculpture. Julian Goutier, that's right, Rats and Beats. And this was a sculpture of George Floyd. And it was nice, even though it was a bit crowded. It was really crowded there. Which was, it was fine. It was nice to see people out and about. Not very many people wearing masks. So Wifey and I, we're always doing our thing responsibly. We got some eucalyptus. We got some fig jam. I've never had it. I'm gonna try it. Fig jam. Some mustard. We bought some flowers. What else did we get? Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. Anyway, from there we went down to Washington Square Park, and we bought some way overpriced, meat from chicken over rice and stuff like that. But the fun part, I don't know, do any of you recognize this building? Challah bread, that's right, and biscotti. Thank you, Wifey. So anyway, those of you who are fans of the movie, of the TV show Friends, might recognize this building. This is the building. Lee Saunders guessed. That's right. That's the Friends building. That's on the corner of Grove and Bedford. And normally, I wouldn't have cared about it at all. In fact, I didn't care about it until I watched the show. And I was like, you know what? We gotta go. We gotta go there now. So that was cool. Oh my goodness. So we started watching this show called You on Netflix. You. It's a weird show. It's a weird show. So if this promo picture creeps you out a little bit, it should. That is the intention. All right. There's yes, I am a fanboy dork of Friends, not of this show. It's an interesting show. It's like one of those things where you really cannot look away. You can, you probably should. Anyway, it's about this guy named Joe who inserts himself into people's lives. When I say inserts himself, he's not just that guy who like invites himself out to lunch with you and your friends. No. This is a guy, he's a stalker, essentially. He looks at all of your social media profiles. He finds out all about your friends' social media profiles. He gets his hand on your phones, and he can hack into your phones and passwords, and he knows everything that's going on in your life. Well, in the instance of this show, I'm only up to season 1. Is this character named Beck? Oh, there's not very many people in this show that we like. We don't like many people at all. We like this kid. The kid is okay. One of his workers is fine. He works at a bookstore, manages a bookstore, whatever. But he's a messed up dude. He's messed up. He's a stalker. And yeah, I know he's kind of damaged because apparently he was in a relationship with some woman in the past that jacked him up. There's no excuse. There's no excuse to be stalking someone like that. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm already invested in this show now, so I'm gonna write it to the end. I'll let you guys know what happened. But this shit is crazy. It's a crazy show. Crazy. Oh, meanwhile, Marvel Studios, they just announced that they're pushing back some thank you, Lucy. They're pushing back some of the release of some of their movies, and this is disappointing for a Marvel fan like myself. So Doctor Strange 2 is not coming out until May 6th, 2022. That's back a few months. All of these are a few months delay. Thor 4 is coming out July 8th, 2022. Black Panther 2, November 11th, 2022. The Marvels is coming out February 17th, 2023. And Ant-Man 3, July 28th, 2023. Yeah, and that's it. Okay, so that is it for the random stuff. Let's jump right on into our quick hits. Yeah, you son of a bee. Quick hits. So former President Bill Clinton, as you guys know, was admitted to the hospital last week on a Tuesday for to be treated for sepsis, a blood disorder. So we did find out that he was released from the hospital this Saturday. And you can see he's very grateful for the care he received while he was in the hospital. There's Hillary holding him by the arm. It's funny, like years ago when that whole thing broke about Monica Lewinsky, I would have never guessed that they would have stayed together. They would have weathered that storm and still been together. It never occurred to me, but there they are, and she's right by his side. I can't say the same about Spanky McDumbass. I'm surprised Melanoma has not handed him divorce papers yet. I don't know what her end game is, but Spanky had to do a video testimonial today. This picture, by the way, is not the deposition that he gave. This is from 2016, from a previous deposition. This guy does depositions, you know, he does depositions the way you and I do, I don't know, TV shows or coffee, whatever. He does the depositions. The one that he had to be deposed for today was an incident that happened back in 2015 in which there were some demonstrators outside Trump Tower back in 2015, and his guards, they roughed him up a little bit. They roughed him up, so these demonstrators sued Spanky McDumbass, and apparently this thing lasted 4 hours. He was deposed for 4 hours. I am shocked. I think he was able to do that because he was on video. I don't think he could do an in-person deposition for 4 hours, let alone, you know, even a half hour. I'd be shocked. In other news, the jury selection has begun for the trial involving the 3 people who murdered Ahmaud Arbery. It's a very big deal, and they have called 600 potential jurors to be screened. Personally, I don't know how they're going to get anybody who doesn't already know about this case. But the job of the lawyers now is to screen out people who will be too much in favor of the defendants or too biased against them. Somehow they've got to find 12 people who've never heard of Ahmaud Arbery or these 3 murderers. Meanwhile, over in Haiti, there are some kidnappings happening. Now, this is actually not a rare occurrence. This is a common occurrence. It's more common than Spanky suing someone. This is a daily event. It's a daily event in Haiti. However, it's not every day that 16 Americans are kidnapped. In this instance now, 16 Americans and 1 Canadian have been kidnapped in relation to the Christian Aid Ministry. These are missionaries. They're on a goodwill mission to help Haitians over there. Gardner always says they are Amish too. I will take your word for that. You probably know a little bit more than I do about this. But no, this is not a rare occurrence. This happens quite a bit to Haitian people. One guy who was interviewed, excuse me, one person who was interviewed said 25 people are kidnapped every day. Every day you live in Haiti, every day you survive, you are lucky. Wow. That's just, I can't even fathom that. I mean, I suppose kidnappings might go on, you know, here in America, but 25? You know, every day? That's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah, Haiti is in complete turmoil. And why are we finding out about this now? Anybody want to take a guess? I have a very specific idea why we're finding out about this now. In fact, why 16 Americans in particular have been targeted. This whole time, they've been in turmoil since the last earthquake, since the hurricane, since the assassination of their leader. They've been in turmoil nonstop. Why are we hearing about it now? Well, you guys have heard that there's another caravan on the way to the U.S. border. Am I right? You've heard of that, yeah? This is another caravan following up the other caravan from which President Biden had to ship 20,000 people back to Haiti. Now we got another one coming up from Colombia with potentially 100,000 people who are making their way through the jungle, through very stressful, dangerous situations. They're coming all the way up here. And now we're hearing about not only kidnappings, right? But we're hearing how dangerous things in Haiti are. So we are being programmed with associating danger with Haiti. Danger Haitians. Danger Haitian. This is some kind of, low-key brainwashing shit. This is what is happening. So now, when these people show up, when these poor, unfortunate souls who are being manipulated into making the trek up here, when they show up, they're going to be met, not with open arms. They're going to be met with, get them out of here. Trust me. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. It's sad. It's tragic. But what else could it be? We think this is, just a coincidence, a sad coincidence. No, it's not. And that's it for the quick hits. I don't know about you guys, but I could really go for a timeline cleanse right about now. Timeline cleanse. Doom, ba-doom, doom. Yes. All right, timeline cleanse. Let's see. What do we have up first? When I was growing up, and probably still to this day, cheetahs. Cheetahs have always been my favorite animal. I love, they're beautiful, beautiful creatures, but the speed thing, it's phenomenal. There's no other creature that can run as fast as the cheetah. But this whole time, I have never heard a cheetah, growl, or I don't know how they, do they bark? Well, now I know. They meow. That's crazy. Amazing. I've never heard a cheetah meow before. Let's see. Wilbur McCarthy is just making a comment on the Haiti thing, which I can't bring. We're already in the timeline cleanse, but I hear you. I definitely agree. Let's see. That was beautiful. Next up, an equally amazing creature has the power of flight. I don't know what this is. It's not a flying squirrel, but it's so cute. Look, watch his eyes when she catches him. It just grabs her on the finger. This. Watch the eyes. He grabs the finger and shuts his eyes like, Trump Reaper says sugar glider. Yoli JR says rat. Asmila J doubles up on the sugar glider. She thinks it's a sugar glider. It's adorable, whatever it is. Lucy L thinks albino something. Laura Red Swan says sugar glider. All right, we've decided by by popular opinion, it is a sugar glider. Mrs. Mia to you says she wants one. Okay, now this last one here, I don't know. When you guys were kids, did you ever play that game with a balloon? Just random nonsense. You just have to try to keep the balloon up in the air. Just keep hitting it. One person hits at a time. Only one hit per person. You just have to keep it up. You can't let it hit the floor. So that apparently is a big competition. It's like a professional competition. Here it is. Keep it up.
Cuidado. Ojo al toque. Francesco, no me lo creo. No me lo creo. Ha llegado Francesco.
The announcers.
No me creo el golpe. La va a salvar el alemán. El toque es bueno. No me lo creo. ¡Qué espectáculo! Se queda
Espectáculo.
en el coche, le da el retrovisor. Parece Alfredo Duro conduciendo.
Oh.
¡No me lo puedo creer! ¡Qué puntazo! ¡Continúan! ¡Francesco de la Cruz también!
¿Cómo puedes llegar a eso, tío?
¡Pero Alfredo, qué locura es esta!
¿Pero qué locura es esta? ¿Cómo puedes llegar a ese globo?
It's life or death.
También llega a este punto, es una matada. ¡Lo ha salvado! ¡Lo ha salvado! ¡No me lo creo!
No se cansa, no se va a acabar nunca. Madre mía, el espectáculo, el mayor espectáculo del mundo.
Oh.
Francesco.
Cuidado.
Ojo al toque. Francesco, no me lo creo.
Yeah, they're wearing helmets.
Ha llegado Francesco.
No me lo creo el golpe. La va a salvar el alemán. El toque es bueno. No me lo creo. Se queda en el coche. Le da el retrovisor. Parece Alfredo Duro conduciendo.
No
me lo puedo creer.
Oh my God, those guys! I mean, it's like they have money on those kids. All right, that's it for our timeline cleanse. And next up, we're gonna jump right into the Colin Powell legacy. So the first bit of news that I learned this morning was that former General Colin Powell, former Secretary of State Colin Powell, former Joint Chairman of Joint Chiefs, former Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Colin Powell, had died today. He was 84 years old. So, you know, he was already up there, but these days people are living well past 84. But the 84, the age was a problem because he died from COVID-related complications. And in addition to his age, he also had what was known as multiple myeloma, which is a blood cancer that weakens the immune system. This is him pictured here with his wife, Alma. And so my first thought was, oh my God, Colin Powell died. You know, he's not a small, insignificant figure. Oh, this is, wow, holy cow, I didn't know that. And then when I found out that he died of COVID, I was like, oh shit, he died of COVID? What? And then when I found out he was fully vaccinated, I was like, holy shit, he was fully vaxxed? And then I realized, oh shit, he's fully vaxxed. So the anti-vaxxers, the vaccine hesitant clowns are going to come out in full force, and they are going to try to turn this into, you see that? He was vaccinated and he died anyway. but they're being very disingenuous because he died because of not one but two pre-existing conditions, underlying conditions. Anyway, that's part one of his of this story. There's other parts to it that I did not want to learn, but I did learn nonetheless. Colin Powell spent most of his life, in service of the country, for the military, with the military. And what's also bizarre is that, before I move on from the COVID thing, he was at Walter Reed Hospital. I mean, there's probably no other hospital in the country you could go to get better care than Walter Reed Hospital. And it's just kind of shocking. But yeah, the right wingers, they didn't even wait for his body to get cool. The body was still warm when they jumped out and said, "Aha!" Anyway, Colin Powell was originally a Republican. He was a Republican. He had been a Republican most of his life, but he had worked under administrations for Republicans and for Democrats. And most people admired how level-headed Colin Powell was. And and his dedication, his commitment to America. He was one of those country before party guys. There's him pictured with George H.W. Bush, under whom he served from, I think it was 89 to 92. And then, excuse me, then he actually served under President Bill Clinton, not for his whole 2 terms. In fact, he only served under Clinton for about a year and a half. And that's because he had difficulties with other people in the department. There he is with George W. Bush. And that's where some of his bigger problems arose. Yeah, while he was serving under Bush, we had that little thing called 9/11. Wasn't a little thing, but 9/11 happened, and America demanded a response to 9/11. And George W. Bush made it clear to Colin Powell that we have to respond. Americans want blood. They want blood. And he was pushing for a war. He really wanted a war in Iraq, but he figured he could settle for Afghanistan. And the thing that Colin Powell kept telling W was, if you break it, you bought it. He was using that phrase to try to dissuade him from going in, but he would not be denied. And there's a picture of him with President Obama, who later on, Colin Powell said he would vote for president. But yeah, this right here, this is the infamous picture of Colin Powell putting his name and reputation on the line for what turned out to be a lie about weapons of mass destruction. He said there were. He said they had the yellow cake. There was no yellow cake. There was no weapons of mass destruction. And he sold a lie. Later on, he would say, I regret it. I certainly do regret it. Hang on, let me see. I have it right here. The actual quote. Give me a second here. He says, I will always regret it. I'm not looking for an excuse. I gave that presentation, believing that everything had been double-sourced, triple-sourced, and was accurate, but it was not. Yeah, so, he takes responsibility for what he did. But doesn't matter. He is reviled by many people on the far left as a war criminal. And then I learned today, since I posted that that Colin Powell had died, rest in power, and all these people are like, "Oh, is that what you say to war criminals, huh? What about the My Lai thing massacre in Vietnam?" What? What? I didn't know anything about a My Lai massacre, so I had to look into this My Lai massacre. It happened in Vietnam back in 1968, and over 300 civilians, Vietnamese civilians, were massacred, murdered, and that includes all men, women, and children murdered. Colin Powell was he had to authenticate the report from a whistleblower. He had to verify that did this actually happen. And Colin Powell looked into it, but he didn't ask hard questions. He didn't dig deep. And you could probably make the argument to say he knew more had gone on, but he just did not dig deep enough to verify the whistleblower's report. And so now, to this day, people blame Colin Powell for helping to cover up the My Lai massacre of 1968. This was an ugly truth that I learned about someone who I recall having, a fond admiration for. All I knew about Colin Powell going back in the day was that he was the highest ranking black member of the military. And I'm sorry, for a brother like me growing up in America looking for somebody to look up to that looks like me, having him up there was a big deal. Whether he was Republican or not, it didn't matter. And then, he was always very calm, level-headed, reassuring when he spoke. Those sort of things, they mattered. They mattered a great deal. And not just to me, just to people across the political divide, Democrat or Republican. People had combined admiration and respect for Colin Powell. So much so that he at one point did seriously consider running for president. He eventually backed out. He decided not to do it. And that picture I was showing you, he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom with distinction by President Bill Clinton. He's one of those figures that, despite his shortcomings, despite the things that he had been involved with, he's always going to be respected. They're still talking about him now. And, are the things that he played a part in horrible? Absolutely. Absolutely. And he regrets it. I don't think he intentionally knew, oh, yeah, this is a lie. I am going to put my whole reputation under scrutiny to back up this lie. I don't think he did. I think he was just given shitty information and he went with it, and they left him holding the bag. It's terrible. Valerie G says she thinks his wife didn't want him to run for president. Probably. Lee Saunders says Churchill is adored, but he also had skeletons in his career closet. I'm pretty sure that there are people in political life right now that have horrible skeletons in their closet. And that's including President Biden. In fact, the only one I think who doesn't have skeletons is President Obama. You know why? Because if he had skeletons, they would have found them by now. They would have found them. President Obama was affiliated with some far left wing radical folks. That's all they have back in the day. So yeah, there you have it. There you have it. Colin Powell, he believed in country before party. He endorsed President Obama, and he stood steadfast against Trump. And that's how I will remember him. Indeed. Let's see. What do we have? The game of covering my negative optics in politics and religions makes me sick. That's Samantha Hawkins. Monique Lee says, I forgot the tan suit scandal. Yes. No, but I was talking about actual scandals. Let's see. Radicals. Okay. That's it for the Colin Powell feature. I'm going to jump right into my favorite part of the show, which is Name That Cop Movie Quote. Name that cop movie quote. And you guys know this game. This is pretty simple. This is what it is. I'm going to read a quote from a movie involving police officers. Cops. It's either a buddy cop movie or a single cop movie. It doesn't have to be two cops, you know. And then if you recognize what movie it came from, you type the name of the movie, you hit send, and I'm going to read off the top. I'm going to try to stick to 10 today because I'm so late getting my show off. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. Here's the first one. First one. Now that's how you drive. From now on, that's how you drive. That's the first one. Now that's how you drive. From now on, that's how you drive. I did enjoy this movie a great deal. Okay, it looks like I have not stumped too many of you. Now that's how you drive. From now on, that's how you drive. Because Marcus was always driving like an old lady. No offense against old ladies. In fact, my grandmother, she used to put the pedal to the metal. I was looking for bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Okay, and at the top we have your boy Ken, followed by Luppy Girl. I'll give you partial credit for Will Smith. Monique Lee, Mrs. Mia to you, Tracy M, Jen Murphy, Julianne Gautier, Lisa Hathaway, Cecile Kazemi, Cindy C, Samantha Hawkins, Lucielle, and Susie Brizuela. There you go. I think that's about pretty close to 10. Here's the next one. Next one. Are you ready? Here we go. I'm Michael Jackson. You're Tito. I'm Michael Jackson. You're Tito. I'm Michael Jackson, you're Tito. The name of the movie is what we're looking for. Name of the movie. All right. I think I got, I think you guys got this one. Did not stump too many of you. Looking for Rush Hour. That was Chris Tucker uttering those words. And at the top, we have Eddie G, Samantha Hawkins, Veronica Tello. Scribble my dibbles, I'll give you partial credit because you know I need the name of the movie. You gave me the name of the actor, as did Asmila J. Tracy M, Mrs. Mia Mia to you, Monique Lee, Cecile Kazemi, Susie Brizuela, Julianne Gautier, Karen Purdy. There you go, scribble my dibbles. Watcher, Soko, Laurie B, Sylvia Correa, Lucio, Cindy C. Very good. Okay, that was probably closer to 15, but here we go. Next one. I'm getting too old for this shit. That's the next one. I'm getting too old for this shit. What is that movie? The name of the movie is what we are seeking. I'm getting too old for this shit. And there you go. There you go. You guys are right on point with Lethal Weapon. And let's see who's at the top here. At the top, we got Ivana Tinkle. Ivana Tinkle, followed by Mrs. Mia Mia to you, Eddie G, Peter is a boss. Excuse me. The Trump Reaper, Samantha Hawkins, Julianne Gautier, Susie Brizuela, Lisa Straw, Asmila J, partial credit, Cha-Cha, Karen Purdy, Cecile Kazemi, Tracy M, Cindy C, Monique Lee, Laurie B. Very good. Okay. Next up, here's the next one. And I want the rest of you cowboys to know something. There's a new sheriff in town, and his name is Reggie Hammond. So y'all be cool. Right on. I'll read that again. And I want the rest of you cowboys to know something. There's a new sheriff in town, and his name is Reggie Hammond. So y'all be cool. Right on. What is the name of that movie? Okay, let's see. Okay, we were looking for 48 Hours, starring Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte. That line was read by Eddie Murphy, a.k.a. Reggie Hammond. And let's see. At the top, we got Eddie G, followed by Marie from New Jersey. Peter is a boss. Luppy Girl, Lisa Hathaway, Cindy C, Alaska Cindy, Monique Lee, Tracy M, Julianne Gautier, Samantha Hawkins, Cecile Kazemi, Jen Murphy. Very good, you guys. Okay. Moving right along. How we doing? We're doing okay. Here's the next one. I never broke the law. I am the law. I never broke the law. I am the law. Fun fact, these lollipops here, this is my replacement. I'm not doing the chew sticks anymore. The chew sticks, I didn't like the taste, ultimately. But these lollipops, I got a bag full of lollipops. These are delicious. Excellent replacement for cigarettes. I am the law. Okay, let's see. Who do we got here? We're looking for Judge Dredd. I am the law. And at the top, we have Samantha Hawkins, followed by Scribble My Dibble. Marie from New Jersey. Tracy M. Lee Saunders. Deb B. Sylvia Correa. Julianne Gautier. Oh, I stumped a bunch of you guys on this. Cecile Kazemi. Cindy C. Kojak, who loves you, baby? Okay. I stumped you guys. Wow. Here's the next one. Next one. Not easy. This next one, not easy at all. Today's your training day, Officer Hoyt. Show you around, give you a taste of the business. I got 38 cases pending trial, 63 in active investigations, another 250 on the log I can't clear. I supervise 5 officers. That's 5 different personalities, 5 sets of problems. You can be number 6 if you act now, but I ain't holding no hands, okay? I ain't babysitting. You got today and today only to show me who and what you're made of. You don't like narcotics? Get the fuck out of my car. Go get you a nice pussy desk job chasing bad checks or something. You hear me? Yeah. We're looking for training day. As many of you have correctly surmised. And at the top, we have Lee Saunders, followed by Monique Lee. Eddie G says, that movie with Denzel. Asmila J. Samantha Hawkins, Jen Murphy. Wait a minute, Asmila J. You swore you weren't going to get any of these right. Gotcha. Jen Murphy, Scribble My Dibbles, Tracy M. Peter's a boss. Sylvia Correa, Mrs. Mia to you, Julianne Gautier, Veronica Tello's got the right actor, didn't have the name of the movie, Cecile Kazemi, Lucy L, Watcher Soko, Lisa Hathaway, Susie Briswella. Very good, you guys. Okay. Here's the next one. California, stay away from here. Stay away from here now. Don't come in here. Whatever you hear, stay away. John Doe has the upper hand. Mills, throw your gun down. Mills. I'll read that again. California, stay away from here. Stay away from here now. Don't come in here. Whatever you hear, stay away. John Doe has the upper hand. Mills, throw your gun down. Mills. That's a great movie and a fantastic scene. Fantastic scene. Ah, there we go. Every time I advance to the next slide, I'm like, did I mess this up? Okay. Who do we have at the top here? And those lines were spoken by Morgan Freeman. Fantastic actor. Fantastic. Let's see. Okay. At the top, we have the Trump Reaper. Cindy C, Eddie G, Susie Briswella, Monique Lee, Marie from New Jersey, Tracy M, Julianne Gautier, Mrs. Mia to you, the Cecile Kazemi, Karen Purdy, Lisa Hathaway, Trump Reaper. I feel like I got you first. Yeah, you were first. Karen Purdy, Lisa Hathaway, Samantha Hawkins, Scribble My Dibbles, Wilbur McCarthy, Teresa Plash. Very good. Okay. Here's the next one. This one, very difficult. Seriously. Here we go. These are the simple rules. No barking. No growling. You will not lift your leg to anything in this house. This is not your room. No slobbering, no chewing. You will wear a flea collar. This is not your room. No begging for food, no sniffing of crotches, and you will not drink from my toilet. This is not your room. Okay. I'm going to have to re-examine my definition of difficult because you guys did not find that difficult at all. We're looking for Turner and Hooch, starring Tom Hanks, of course. And let's see. At the top, we have Foxhill Dreams, Lee Saunders, Eddie G, Peter is a Boss, Karen Purdy, Watcher Soko, The Trump Reaper, Susie Brizuela, Samantha Hawkins, Jen Murphy, Cecile Kazemi, Veronica Tello, Cindy C, Julianne Gautier, Deb B, Marie from New Jersey, Monique Lee, Sylvia Correa, Tracy M, Mrs. Mia Mia to you, Lisa Straw, Susie Brizuela. Okay, very good, you guys. Here's the next one. Oh, you're in charge. Well, I got some bad news for you, Dwayne. From up here, it doesn't look like you're in charge of jack shit. I shall read that again. Oh, you're in charge. Well, I got some bad news for you, Dwayne. From up here, it doesn't look like you're in charge of jack shit. Who loves you, baby? Welcome to the party. All right. Let's see. Who do we have at the top? At the top, we have Cindy C, Veronica Tello, Karen Purdy, Mia Mia to you, Lisa Hathaway, Sylvia Correa, Susie Brizuela, Lucy L, Tracy M, Julianne Gautier, Watcher Soko, Cecile Kazemi, Monique Lee, Jen Murphy, Pete is a Boss, Karen Purdy, The Trump Reaper, Lisa Straw. Very good. Okay. This one, I believe, might be challenging, but you guys have proved me wrong before. What makes this any different? This next one is the last one. It's two people. He's the first guy. I don't like you. If I were a lion and you were a tuna, I'd swim out to the middle of the ocean and freaking eat you. Then I'd bang your tuna girlfriend. Here's the second guy. Okay, first off, a lion swimming in the ocean? Lions don't like water. If you placed it near a river or some sort of fresh water source, that'd make sense. But you find yourself in the ocean, 20-foot waves. I'm assuming it's off the coast of South Africa, coming up against a full-grown 800-pound tuna with his 20 or 30 friends. You lose that battle. 9 times out of 10. I don't like you. If I were a lion and you were a tuna, I'd swim out to the middle of the ocean and freaking eat you. Then I'd bang your tuna girlfriend. Okay, so what I was looking for was the movie starring Mark Wahlberg and, Will Ferrell, the other guys. And it looks like I've stumped quite a few of you on this one. Let's see. Who do we have here at the top? Not a lot. We got Peter is a Boss, followed by Cindy C, Scribble My Dibbles, Mia Mia to you, Julianne Gautier, Susie Brizuela, Samantha Hawkins, Cecile Kazemi. Let's see. Yeah, that movie was really funny. If you haven't seen that, check that out. I'm a big Will Ferrell fan because he's just ridiculous. He's ridiculous with a straight face. It's one of my favorite kinds of ridiculous. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the game. Thank you for playing with me. I hope you did enjoy that. I am also constantly looking for new ideas for different kinds of games. That was a suggestion somebody made a while back. Can you do a cop themed guessing game? There we go. Okay. Next up is, oh, and before I forget, those of you who are still here, please hit that thumbs up button. Thank you very much. And now it's time for You Raggedy Bish. And today's You Raggedy Bish is multiple Raggedy Bishes. It's not every day we get multiple Raggedy Bishes, but today, yeah, we got a few. So I'm going to try to cut through these as quickly as I can. Here's the first one is Andrew Yang. Now, Andrew Yang has been in this spot before. He's been the Raggedy Bish before. And that's because he made his announcement that he was starting his own third party. This is after trying twice to get the Democratic Party to like him. And he just decided, well, if I can't get you guys to like me, I'll get other people to like me. Okay, Andrew. But really, you should know, Andrew, it's not us. It's you. It's you. Anyway. So he came up with this idea to start a new party that has no political affiliation whatsoever. It's right down the middle. It's not left. It's not right. It's forward. Oh, it makes so much sense. Not left, not right, just forward. The only problem with that is that it's naive at best. And at worst, it is an attempt to gaslight people into thinking that your policies are not going to lean one way or the other. But also, what's up with this G.I. Joe logo? This logo, I mean, it's either G.I. Joe or Top Gun. You know, it's right there, dude. It's not even original. It definitely is giving off a military vibe. I'm not feeling that at all. Not feeling it. There's G.I. Joe right there. Next up, oh, and before I move on from this forward idea, really what I think he's looking to do is just clear a bunch of suckers out of their money, and it's not going to go anywhere. If we weren't in such crazy polarized times, I would think that he's got a shot at doing something. But here, actually, let me play a little clip for you.
Oh, I want fundamental changes to a broken system. I'm not saying I want to make changes necessarily in each of these issues. I think this to me is what's necessary in American life, where if you talk to a group of people on either side, that most of us want there to be some progress on some of these issues or compromise. But right now, the incentives make it so that you can become more politically prominent and raise more money and sometimes get more votes if you just articulate points of view on the extreme. And by the way, that is leading us to Civil War 2.0. I mean, it is. If you look at it, it's not just that Peter Turchin's political stress index is at Civil War levels, or that you are seeing violence in the streets manifest in different ways, or that our political conversations becoming more and more adversarial, where 42% of Democrats and Republicans think the other side is evil. and it's ruining families and holidays and everything else. Like we're trapped in
Let me leave his comment there on the note of civil war. And I'm sorry, what he was saying about the extremes that people think that if you put the extreme ideas up there, most of us aren't looking for extreme. You know what? If I'm guilty of anything, yeah, the things that the left wing call me, like centrist, what do they call me? Neoliberal, centrist, whatever. They mean that as an insult. Guilty. Guilty. I want like shit that most people want. I want healthcare, I want good schools. I want clean air and clean water and shit like that. Those aren't far right things. Those are pretty practical things. But what's impractical is having an extremist like Marjorie Three Toes in office collecting a paycheck. This is impractical, especially if she's spending her free time on Twitter putting out polls asking, should America have a national divorce? Pro tip, if you're talking in terms like that, you're talking about a civil war. No, she might not be using the words civil war, but a national divorce. What does she put the criteria? Yes, by R&D states, by Republican and Democrat states, should have a civil war. And then the second option is no, stay together. This is a member of Congress taking a poll, asking people if we should fight each other by Republican or Democrat state. And that's stupid because no state is 100% Republican or 100% Democrat. That is idiotic. But just the notion of bringing that up is dangerous. It's not just idiotic, it's dangerous. Dangerous! I can't believe she hasn't been, what's the word I'm looking for? Expelled or censured. At the very least, censure her. This is not a good look for your brand, Republicans. Not a good look at all. Last but not least, we have this clown, John Roberts. John Roberts is one of the first journalists, I'm putting journalists in quotations, TV journalists, who decided that Colin Powell's death should be used as, a way to further politicize the debate about vaccines, whether or not, vaccines are effective. Because look, here he writes here, the fact that Colin Powell died from a breakthrough COVID infection raises new concerns about how effective vaccines are long-term. No, dude, that ain't it. That ain't it. I've had some bad takes, bad hot takes, whatever. This is horrendous. Take it from somebody who knows. That shit is horrible. But what made it delicious was the fact that later on in the day on Fox News, he was on TV with a doctor who had an opinion about shit like that.
Something that you want to get out there in the wake of Colin Powell's death that you want people to know, because obviously there's a lot of information to take in on this. Final thought from you.
Well, I can tell you, Sandra, it's very upsetting to see that people taking Colin Powell's death and using it as the vaccine didn't work. This is a very specific situation, and one to use someone's death to try and make a point that really doesn't carry a lot of weight to it is very frustrating. But I can tell you that this was a very specific situation. You had an elderly gentleman. I know that people don't like that word, but at the age of 84, he was already vulnerable for COVID-19. And then you add a cancer of the blood, and he is the most vulnerable when it comes to COVID-19.
Our thoughts with his family for sure at this moment after learning of his death this morning. Yeah, Doctor. Something that you want to.
She was basically dissing him to his face on national TV in front of everybody. I loved it. Loved it. Yeah, yeah, that's right. I'm an ass. That's right. And there you have it, folks. Our multiple 3-person You Raggedy Bish for today. Okay, let's see what else. I got time for like one question. Let's see, who do we got? What do we got here? Nope, did not see a video that Marjorie retweeted about Fauci. I do try to stay away from her shit. Fox Hill Dreams. BDD, are we really going to let DeJoy ruin D holidays? Well, it's not us allowing him. It's the Board of Governors that have to remove him. They have to vote to remove him. And I thought President Biden was on top of that, but apparently he was not. He were not. So, I don't know what can be done about him. And no, I did not find the beets. Still did not find those pickled beets. But I'm sure I could just go to the store. Oh, look at Veronica Tello hitting me off with the donation. Thank you very much, my friend. That is lovely. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Storytime with BDD. I'm your host, BDD, a.k.a. BrooklynDad. And if you got to go out tonight, I certainly hope that you have gotten your shot. Oh, and dress warm. I don't know where you guys are. I'm assuming it's chilly. This morning it was like 47 degrees here. You know, that's too damn cold. Ivana Tinkle. Thank you, Ivana Tinkle, for the donation. Matt Meehan. So yeah, I hope you've gotten your vaccination. Make sure you wear your mask. Keep your social distance. How am I gonna do that? 6 feet or better. And have a lovely, relaxing evening. Won't be here tomorrow, but I will be here Wednesday, aka Hump Day. Same time, same place. I love you all. Peace. Boom. My favorite flavor of these lollipops thus far is the watermelon, but root beer is pretty good too. Grape. I would say watermelon, grape, and root beer, probably that in that order. Hey! Lee Saunders is talking about a banana chubba chub flavor. That sounds good. Oh, Trump Reaper. These are watermelon dum-dums. Actually, well, these lollipops are dum-dums. Yes. Boom. Hey! Lisa Hathaway, I'm with you. Cinemansion Proof 2022. Vet every single person who is running as a Democrat. Yeah. Foxhill Dream says there were too many trolls today. I have to thank my wonderful moderators here because I was not even aware of one today. So thank you for that. I completely missed them, and I'm not sorry that I did. Thank you again. I'll see you guys Wednesday. And now it's that time. You know what time it is. You need to